everybody. Welcome to the Bear and Cheryl Show. Yes, everyone, welcome. It's been a little while, but here we are. We want to talk about things, and we got a new book. We do have a new book. In fact, we want to do a series of, it's kind of middle January. Yeah, what day is it, Bear? I think it is the 14th of January. Yes, I believe so. I believe it's the 14th of January as well. So it's early in the morning. And we were up because we were doing a Zoom. Yes, we had a fun Zoom meeting. Yeah, I really liked that. But it was in the UK, so we had to get up earlier. We really did, because the UK time is different. But we happened to be here, so we thought, hey, let's do up a video. So it's actually a Bears Book Corner episode, but it's going to be a special one because we got a new book. So, Bear, let's do the song. Okay, sure, no problem. Do you want to sing it and I just dance? Or shall we do it, together? Well, why don't you dance it up and I'll sing it up? I think that's a good idea. Yeah, okay. Bears Book Corner, Bears Book Corner, Bears Book Corner, right now. Boom, boom, boom. Bears Book Corner, Bears Jesus Book Corner, Bears Book Corner, right now. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, it is a Jesus book. And we thought, the world can use so much Jesus right now. And I believe so with all the things happening in the world. And we wanted to think about what we could do to add something hopefully comforting and hopefully helpful and hopefully good to the universe. So we thought we happened upon this book, which is not a new book, but we really liked the way they set it up. I think it's a book way back 10 years ago at least. But we thought we're going to check it out. Yeah, Cheryl picked it up, You can get it on the Amazon should you want to. Man, you can get everything there. Can't you, though? You really can. I keep these people in business. Yeah, she really does. She isn't kidding. So, we're going to look at this book. And I think we're going to make a series about it because I just love it. Okay, this is what it's called. Boom. It's all about Jesus. Because you know what? It really is all about Jesus. He's the answer to every question. He's the answer to every heartache. He's the answer to every anxiety, at least for me. I can do everything through God who strengthens me. I can do everything through Jesus. So we thought we'd share this wonderful book with you. Because there isn't anything that you can't do with God by your side, man. Agreed. Bear agrees. Yes, I totally agree. As a bear person, still, I have a personal relationship with Jesus. So, and I think, everybody should if they want. Well, that's the cool thing. It's only if you want. No one makes you, make that choice yourself if you want. But we wanted to at least show you this cool book. Okay, here's the back. There it is. There's so many children's Bibles out there, but I just love this one. I had one when I was younger. Gosh, I read that so many times. The pages started falling out. So, but this one's very well made, actually. So let's look at the back. The Bible is one big story, and it's all about Jesus. And I just think that that's just so wonderfully put. It's a wonderful way of looking at the Bible. Give kids the big picture of God's story with this innovative Bible storybook as 100 stories take readers on a journey throughout the Bible. Features include 100 Bible stories that point to Jesus, discussion questions, and Christ connections that spotlight God's salvation plan throughout the Bible. And if you're Christian yourself, then you know that God has a plan for everybody. And, I follow it because I want to. But you have to make up your mind. Anyway, here we go. Bear's going to just listen. Yeah, you know me. I like a good story. I like to read. I like it. Yeah. And Cheryl's very good at reading. I think thank you, baby. He thinks that I am, and I feel like I am too. My students seem to agree. So it's called It's All About Jesus. So we're going to talk about Genesis and the very first story of the Bible. Because did you ever wonder how the world was created? It was created like that. Okay. Oh, while we're here, let's look at the fun icons. So there are these interesting icons that are throughout the story that if you own this book, you could actually look at. So they're very, very cool. Okay, let's see if we can get it. And this is what it's, because we're going to look at the Old Testament. So these are stories about the Old Testament. Because, of course, the Bible is, well, the Christian Bible is broken up into two sections, the Old Testament and the New Testament. Depending on whatever edition you have, they all pretty much say kind of Jesus's life and the life before he was here. So the Old Testament is what we call as BC, so before Christ, and then the New Testament is Anno Domini, which is Latin for after Jesus came, right after. So let's have a look. How about this? Oh, goodness gracious. I've got a new setup here, everybody. So we'll see. Oh, look at this. Can anybody see it? I don't know if you guys can see it so well. I'll try and give you a better look. So, let's see. And that's the photos. There it is. It's called God Created the World. Genesis 1 to 25. So that's what we're going to do here. See if you can see it. So in the beginning, nothing existed except for God. And I remember something, I think, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. And that's in some Bibles, if you can read that. This is a Bible for kids, so they made it easy, hopefully, for parents to read to kids or for kids to read it for themselves, which would have been me when I was younger. God spoke and created the heavens and the earth. When he first created the earth, it had no shape, and total darkness covered the earth. Can you imagine? Without the sun? The Spirit of God was there, hovering over the waters. God spoke. He said, "Let there be light." And there was. What God said happened. Light was created. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and he called the darkness night. Evening came, then morning came. That was the first day of creation. Does anybody know how many days it took to create the world? Well, we're going to see. We're going to see how many days. God spoke again. Let there be an expanse between the waters to separate them. What God said happened. He made a space between the water that was on the earth and the water above the earth. God called the expanse sky. Evening came, and then morning came. That was the second day of creation. God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear." What God said happened. God called the dry land earth. He called the gathering water seas. God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth make plants and the trees with fruit and seeds." What God said happened. Plants and trees grew, and God saw that it was good. Evening came, and then morning came. That was the third day of creation. Right on. Oh, here's a question for you. When God spoke, things happened. What does this tell you about his power? Well, God is known as omnipotent and almighty, meaning he can do anything. anything he wants. Okay, let's look at the next pictures. Okay, does anybody know who they are? They're kind of naked. Does anybody know? That's Adam and Eve, the first people in the whole world, in the whole planet. Next, God placed lights in the sky. God created the sun to shine during the day and the moon and the stars to shine at night. God gave us lights to provide light on the earth, so to separate day from night and to help us track time and days and years. God saw that it was good. Evening came and then morning came. That was the fourth day of creation. Next, God made creatures that move and swim in the water. He made birds that flap their wings and soar across the sky. God saw that it was good. God told the animals to multiply, and they filled the seas and the sky. Evening came, and then morning came. That was the fifth day of creation. Then God made more animals, livestock, creatures that crawl, and wildlife to live on the earth. When God said it, it happened, and God saw that it was good. And so we have something called the Christ connection. The Bible said that Jesus is Lord over all creation, and we know that this is true. Jesus is everything. Jesus is everywhere. Everything was created for him and by him. The Son has always existed, and he holds everything together. And this comes from Colossians 1:16 to 17. And many of us believe that. I absolutely believe. Okay, let's see in the next page. God created people. And this comes from Genesis 1:26 to 2:25. On the sixth day of creation, God made people. God created people differently than anything else. God created people in his very own image. So if you ever wondered what God looked like, God took dust from the ground and made a man. God breathed his very own breath into the man, and the man became alive. God made a garden in the land called Eden, and he put man in the garden. God told the man to work in the garden and to take care of it. God provided food from the trees for the man to eat, and God provided a river to water the garden. Then God said, "You can eat from any of the trees in the garden except for one." The garden had a tree in it called the tree of knowledge of good and evil. God warned the man, "If you eat from that tree, you will die." So here's another question. How are people like God? How are people different? How did Jesus show that he is man and God? Because he really did, didn't he? Okay, well, we got another page. Look. Another really good photo. Really good picture of Adam and Eve. And of course, they didn't need clothes because they were just by themselves together and with God. So they weren't embarrassed. They didn't feel embarrassed at all. They just felt safe and good and wonderful. That's how they felt. And they loved God, and God loved them. Now, God was not yet finished with creation. He may have saved the best for last. I like to think so. He saw the man and said, "It's not good for the man to be alone." So God decided to make a helper for the man. Now, people misunderstand this part all the time. That didn't mean that the woman was not equal to the man. It just meant that God wanted to make somebody to help the man. It didn't mean serve the man, and some people don't understand that. Eve is equal to Adam, and I want to set the record straight. God brought the man the animals he created, And the man gave names to all of the creatures, but none of the animals was really a good helper for the man. So God made the man fall asleep. He took one of the man's ribs and he created a woman. When the man saw the woman, he was very happy. The woman was a perfect helper for the man. She was his wife. The man's name was Adam and his wife's name was Eve. And so she actually had every right that Adam had. She had every wonderful thing. And God got better at making people when he made Eve, right? So that I think is good. The woman and the man were very happy together, right? They were very happy in the garden. God gave Adam and Eve good things. He put them in charge of the animals and provided everything they needed. God looked at everything he had made, and it was very good. God had done everything he planned to do. So on the seventh day of creation, God rested. And that's why we rest on Sunday, because God rested on Sunday. And he also said that it's okay to rest. It's good to rest. And not everybody thinks that. But it really, really is. So I think that we are going to stop there today, everybody. And I hope you liked it. So I think I might do a series called It's All About Jesus. And I hope you come back and hear some more about what happens. So thank you, everybody. Oh, Bear's going to come back. Yeah, good story, everybody. It's so very exciting. I hope you come back and share Jesus. I hope you come back, too. See, everybody. The Bear and Cheryl Show. Jesus Book Edition.